I can't, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. All right, great. They can hear me online on Zoom. We've got a full house on Zoom. So I'm excited about that. What's the Zoom? It was. So if we could just do a quick introduction, name, where you from, what company you with, start.
Hi, everybody. I'm Shanice Johnson. I'm with eXp Realty. Happy to be here.
Hello, I am Kiana St. Louis. I'm from Miramar, Florida. eXp.
I'm Allison Schmidt. I'm also with eXp in Miami.
Yesterday, like, raise your hand. Did y'all like learn something?
Yes.
All right, good. Go ahead.
I'm Celine San Juan, born and raised in Florida, and I'm with EXP. EXP by way of
Everyone, happy Monday. I'm Kayla Rebellis, your trusted real estate advisor. I'm Haitian American, and I'm with eXp.
I love it.
Donald Bell, Rosemary's Farm.
Hi, I'm Rosemary Otero, licensed with eXp in New York, Florida, and North Carolina.
Were you on the Penny's call lesson?
No, I wasn't. I was in the Bible studies.
All right, cool. You pray for us. Shout out to the Bible study community.
Good morning, my name is very conversation with her. Welcome to the EXP.
Nice.
Hi, everybody. My name is Leo Gale. I am from Brooklyn, New York. I'm with EXP. I also have a real estate.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tanya Roberts. I am with eXp.
All right, so let's get started, guys. This is something I like. I've been doing this for years, and I'll tell you, I was in a mastermind of Tom Ferry's. He started with the same business plan, and it's interesting because moving forward, nothing really changed with the business plan. Now, I did tweak it a little bit. I tweaked it a lot, and he still uses this same method for planning in the fourth quarter of the previous year of where we're about to go. So we're going in 2025. Everybody agree? Yes and yes. The first page, guys, is just your purpose. Just take a minute, just read over it, sign it, and let's get our day started. Okay. The goal of the plan, if you're on Zoom, I want you guys to be doing this as well. Okay. If you have questions, Crystal will be there. She's gonna alert me up here that you guys have a question, and then we'll pause for you guys too. Okay. The goal of this plan is to outline a clear, actionable path towards achieving our personal financial target for 2025. Now watch this. I actually took this page from Hoss. I was like, I like this page because it sets the tone of where we want to go for years coming. Now, let's just say, I know I have people in the room that are not heavy in working with buyers and sellers and listings. That's okay. This could work for anybody. If you sold ketchup, this would work. Because it's all a game of numbers. Would you agree?
Yes.
You know, Leo is here. How many people do you have to get to for a yes on the investment side? A lot. But it's I can guarantee you, and I haven't talked to him about this, but I can guarantee him he talks to a lot of people, right? And one day to just get one deal, you're heavy in investments, right? Y'all don't be afraid to reach out to people in the DM. How did I meet you? Yeah, I didn't have to ask his father. I heard his father-in-law is talking about his son-in-law. I mean, he likes you a lot. That's a good thing, right? And I said, well, and I went to the young lady that was working with him. I knew he wasn't going to have no Instagram. I said, okay, well, I'm going to go over here and get his Instagram. He said, how you know I didn't? I said, because I know. But the point is that I have to DM him. I DM'd him. I invited him to the Pace Mortgage class. What did that do for you yesterday? A lot. I already knew. And to be honest, I really soft recruiting him. He doesn't know it. Did you know that? All right, good, because he's a marketer. So he knows, but I'm going to bring value to his life. I'm going to make it such that I don't even ask him anything. I usually don't say that out loud, but it's that I want to teach y'all something. So here it is. Let's just go over here. Just read it to yourself, write it in, sign it, and date it. And the other thing is that I do this because I hold my own, y'all hold me accountable, because now I got to do it too. How many times do we see this, and we see it, and we're going to get to it, I said, you know what, I'm just have a class about the business plan. This way I get mine done too, right? So just take some time, read over it, set your intentions. How much money do you want to make next year? Guys, I don't want nobody to put on their paper $100,000. Yo, we could do that in a month. We're in a 10X building. This is the money building. Y'all say money building. Y'all type money building. Don't get distracted. Do not get distracted. Some of y'all would have been like, I'm not going in the 10X building. Brett crazy. I'm not getting distracted. right? All right. Somebody just shout finish when you're finished. Now I gotta put on my glasses. I don't know what that's gonna do for the camera, but all right, good. So we're gonna take the first page, guys, and we're gonna move from the bottom all the way up. Mastery is reached when you make the pivotal decision that you've reached your limit. You're no longer just interested in success, but you're dedicated to achieving it. How many people are interested in being successful? But how many people actually want to achieve success? And then what does that look like for you? It's going to look different for Rosemary than it is for Celanese. Okay, that's going to look different for me. All right. So what is it? Are you interested or committed? Get clarity on what I have to be dedicated to with my time, energy, and goals. So I'll tell y'all a little story. When I was about 22, I just come from college. I moved out of my mom's house and I moved into an apartment. I did not date for 3 years. I went to the gym religiously. I gained all this weight. Y'all know when you go to college at first, they say 6 months, honey. It took me 6 weeks. I was 30 pounds overweight. And I came home 30 pounds overweight. So I said, I got to get myself back in together. I'm not going to the nightclubs. Y'all know we in Miami. Bermuda's was the spot. Miami Beach is still the spot. And I said, I got to get hyper focused because this new field of real estate is new for me. Yes, my parents owned the home, but the truth is they never talked about real estate with us because they only knew to have a roof over their heads and they would just go to work every day. And that's what my parents did. Okay. You got to know if you're committed or you just interested. Are you interested or are you committed? Interested is this. Well, I'm going to do this today, Monday. Okay. On Tuesday, and y'all can hear me. I have to move around. Sorry, we're not sophisticated yet. Well, we got the people doing this. Okay. So now and then on Wednesday, you decide, you know what? I'm gonna be a gym enthusiast because I need to lose weight. No, you just incorporate it. Wake your butt up at 4:30 a.m., do your workout, right? I got up this morning. I got on the treadmill a little bit. Just start. Because eventually it just becomes habit. You need at least 60 days, y'all. I don't know about that 21-day habit stuff. It don't work for me. I need at least 60 days to do the same thing over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. You know what was interesting yesterday about what Pace was talking about, and I'll just reiterate it, is that he said, well, that's it, y'all. I already kind of gave y'all the roadmap. He told us to use Crexie. I never knew this about Pace. I did not know prior to his sub-2 business that he worked for all of these people and designed the program. I did not know that. So now, are we gonna listen to somebody else or are we gonna listen to the person who created the program? That was just like icing on the cake. I did not know to go in Crexie and put in seller's financing. You know why? Because my focus was not there. My focus was on sales. Write it down. Are you interested? Circle which one are you? Are you interested or are you committed? Mari just gave you the lead generation hack for real. If you don't have many chats yet, you sleep. If you're not gonna pound the phone, if you're not gonna be consistent on calling, then you need to be consistent at something. And I'll be honest with you guys. I go to Rosemary Instagram. How many followers you have?
900. Not much.
But watch this. What kind of volume you think you're gonna end up with the end of this year? Based on what you've done and what's coming.
I would say double.
But they don't know what double is. Double what?
Well, I don't know, 1,600, 2,000.
No, volume of sales.
Oh, sales by the end of this year?
Yeah.
I'd say about 10 million.
That's good.
She don't have nothing but 1,000 followers. She is not on YouTube. She is not on Facebook. And she doesn't even really post. She has somebody else post, right? Somebody else.
But I started taking.
Yeah, I saw you doing some lives. And I'm like, married. But you see what I'm saying? But if I ask her what her routine is, she talks to everybody. She's intentional. She's doing marketing. She's doing ads. Am I making this up? She's not playing around. And the next thing I wake up, oh, I'm licensed in North Carolina. I'm like, what? Oh, we're getting an apartment. I'm like, what? You're supposed to be moving to Miami. What happened? So now guess what? She's in New York, North Carolina. Y'all don't think she's going to expand to South Carolina? And then she's already in Florida, right? She drove here today from up the street. But now one thing is bringing in the leads, right? So you brought in these leads. I got 100 people in the lead. How many people got an email from me at some point saying where the thing was going to be or sign up? click here. Like I said, Brent can send me 8 emails a day. If I get tired, I know how to unsubscribe. You gonna subscribe to. But I'll tell you what, I was at the conference. I was at both of his conferences when he said this. He said, I want everybody to stand up and tell me how many people unsubscribed from my email. Man, y'all half the room signed up. But it doesn't end there because he got a call center down there that's in the other building next door that does nothing but what? Call and bang out the phone. So yeah, I could hit unsubscribe. I'm like, look, yo, I'm Elena's partner. I'm coming. I'm there. I got my ticket already. They don't care. They calling me about something else. Oh, but you didn't sign up for the business. They don't play around. And I'm in sales, so I respect sales. If it's not a good time, I say, hey, I don't want to interrupt, but this is not a good time. Call me at 5 or call me next week, right? So you can't just bring in the lead. You have to do what? Follow up with the lead. So Kiana had she's not in here, but she's on the Zoom. So Kiana on the Zoom, Garvin, because I have 2 Kianas, so she says, well, my 4:30 canceled. I said, well, why? She says, because he wants to wait for after the elections. I tell him, don't wait. I said, send this. And now he's calling her to get the appointment. So now the appointment is what? Rescheduled. Why? Because she did what?
Followed up.
Okay, what do we do next? I say follow up in 2 days, but she said call in 2 weeks. That's okay. You call her in 7 days. Did you send your note card out? How many people sending note cards out? Right? Just send it out. Have it in the card, have the stamps, sign the thing, even for investors. You know how you're gonna get that property? You don't think people are knocking on doors and calling and sending? Oh my God, the junk mail galore. But if he calls on week 2, Pace said it yesterday. He said, I gave you all what to do. You just gotta implement. Right? So you're just getting started. What's one thing you learned so far?
Talk to everyone. Follow up.
Be consistent in the follow-up. Those people are gonna do something, somehow, sometime. The only reason I might be more successful is because you decided not to call back. Then you pissed because then you're gonna go back one day and look and say, dang, that could have been me because I listed the property, right? All right, cool. So it's not just about lead generation. It's about, let me tell y'all something. If y'all don't got no I have a very large database. A very large database. Y'all know I still call and text people. How many people get just a how you doing for me sometimes? Just out of the blue. Well, y'all won't yet, but sometimes I use, just like randomly. I look at my list and I randomly call people. Okay. I print it out. I look at my organization. I see who's doing what. I say, how can I wake this person up? Okay. And y'all leverage people. But let me tell you something. When I see a realtor and I've studied them, I'm getting on the phone. I'm calling Elena. I'm like, Elena, can you get in your inbox? And can you inbox this person and me and put them in a group and I'll take it from there. And then I get a text message and then I get to work. I leverage. That's why I came here. That's why I came here, to leverage. So if I come over here and I don't leverage, who's boo-boo the fool? Me. Y'all, election's gonna come and go and life is gonna go on. Don't get confused. Don't get lost in what's going on. Okay? Okay, so we got the lead. What do we do with the lead? You nurture it. No, you don't nurture it. You do nurture it, but we got the lead. We need to convert it into the appointment. You gotta convert it into the appointment. So I got a call last week. Claudia, my husband and I sold her house. She got married or they moved. Or I don't remember the story, but I saw her house in Miami. She ended up moving somewhere with her husband in North Florida. I think it was North Carolina. Then they moved to Tampa. And she called me up. She says, listen, my husband has this house in Miami. He doesn't really want to sell. It's rented. The tenants are leaving November 4th. But I said, don't worry about it. Get him on the phone with me. I gave her some, well, if he sells, what he's going to do with the money? Are we doing a 1031 exchange? Like, this is no longer his homestead. So he's going to pay what? Capital gains tax, right? I got to think beyond just what is. And she liked what she heard. She got him on the phone. Claudia, he wants to be at home when he does the presentation. He's a truck driver. I scheduled the meeting for 9 a.m. Why? My schedule Saturday was just daunting with stuff. But I got up at 9 and I did that appointment in my pajamas because I didn't go to sleep the night before. I got 1 hour of sleep. I put on my, what do you call this? The blazer. I put on my blazer. Don't y'all love Zoom sometimes? I washed my face, brushed my teeth, did my hair. I couldn't even find my earrings. I did the Zoom without earrings. I showed y'all in the Telegram. And I converted him into, well, I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna do this. And I started to just send him the listing agreement. I said, you know what? Let me just do the listing agreement live with you. Let me just go over the 4 pages, show you what's important. Y'all got that listing at 7%. Some of y'all so caught up in it, now y'all forgot y'all work. I'm only wanting to work with people who want to work with me, period. I'm not selling a house for 2% unless I'm working with a builder that's normal. That's normal. Okay, and then you pay the other side, whatever they pay the other side. But you gotta think that's quantity. I didn't just get 20 houses to go sell, like, so you gotta think of, it gotta make sense, y'all. And now guess what? NAR says I don't even gotta pay another broker. The truth is, can I keep the 7%? It's $42,000 on a $600,000 deal. How many people that will change your life in the next 3 months if you could make $42,000 in 3 months? Yeah, we're gonna do it in one deal. All right, good. So you gotta make the appointment. And it has to sound like this, y'all. It has to sound like this. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, what time is good for you? You don't command my day, I command yours. It's Friday at 2 or Saturday at 4 good for you? When I first got started, I would ask that question, y'all. I was not booked and busy. I had nothing to do. The truth is, I could have did it in 10 minutes. I could have did it all day, but I didn't want to sound like I wasn't busy. I want to sound like a professional. And that's what Mr. Mike Ferry taught us. Now, Tom is the son, okay? That's what he taught us. He taught us to you set the appointment. And then now they pick. And when they pick, I immediately, so I do not forget, they don't forget, I go on my Outlook calendar, I send a calendar invite, I put the Zoom link there or the address, what method, phone, team meetings, Zoom, whatever it is, I put it there.
So the people have a question. So the posture that you have, obviously it came over time and with experience, because you said that at first he was like a little finicky, but then you got him to sign the deal and you overturned him. So how were you able?
Because I provided value on the call. And the call went like this in a nutshell, y'all. The call, she's asking, how did I convert him? I talked about things I know he was not thinking about. Capital gains taxes. He owes $100,000 on the property. He didn't even he bought the property in the 80s. Just imagine what he spent. But I can help you. You live in Tampa. The cost of buying an investment property in Tampa opposed to Miami is going to be relatively less expensive. Would you agree? Yes, you live in Tampa. That could be your retirement. He kept talking about retirement. You don't know what they don't know. And the truth is, I don't know how his capital gains is going to look. I know he's going to get hit for some. I don't know what his write-offs are, but I knew he didn't know. Wow, I could potentially, so this is how this could look, Mr. Seller. I could sell this house or I could rent it out for you. But I can tell you right now, the market is very high. And I know that you're going to be retiring in about 5 more years because he was 60 or 62. So 3 more years or whenever. He said 5 more years, he's retiring. And I said, what if we can get you to retire now and increase that 1 door to 10? What would that look like for you? And then I keep reiterating, my intention is to work with you at any capacity. I said it all through the presentation. Like I'm conditioning them. I'm gonna work with Claudia. I'm gonna work. Kiana said, well, you say it a lot. Yes. So I want them to know I want to work with them. Or I could potentially rent it out again. But Mr. Seller, I don't know what the market's gonna do later. I can just tell you what the market's gonna do now. And the truth is he could sell high and maybe buy lower in Tampa. It's just fitting. I said, well, let me ask you, Mr. Seller, what in a perfect world, what's that magic number for you? How much would you like to net out of the property? He didn't really know. As much as I can get. I went through the comps with him. He says, well, I want to get 600 and change. I said, no, based on the comps that you just saw, not based on what you think, based on what you just saw. Well, he said, you know, Claudienne, you know, he gave me the number. And I said, okay, I understand. And I move on. I understand. I repeat what he says and says, I understand a lot. Well, let me ask you, I go in for the close. Do you have any questions for me? I mean, his wife is there. Do you have any questions for me? Oh, no. Now, I'll be honest with y'all. The wife said he was hesitant in selling, and she bought into the hesitance. So every time she would go into a negative direction, I would kindly cut her off because I don't want her to continue to paint this picture. Well, now I know he doesn't have any questions now, but he might have some later. That's not what I asked. I asked you, did you have any questions right now? I didn't say that, but okay, this is great. I did a great job at the presentation. You don't have any questions right now. Great. Let's go through the listing agreement. I'm going to go ahead and send it to them e-sign immediately. I said the e-sign on the call. I said, I want you guys to go back, review it. I got the signatures. I can't make it up an hour later or something. It was like 1 o'clock in the day. I was like, wow, I shocked myself. Why? Because he only wants to do business when he's home, and I know he's leaving to work on Sunday. I don't wanna wait till Monday. I want it now. Y'all say now, we want it now. We want the sales now. Now. All right, good. Y'all are good over there on the Zoom?
Yes, we're good. We're here.
Well, I have another question.
Okay, go ahead.
So this makes me think of a homeowner that I met while jogging at the community that I've been filling my farming area. And we started talking, long story short, he brought me inside his house. He was like, well, I'm thinking about selling. Once I retire, within a few months, you want to see my house? Hello, of course. So he showed me his house, we lived in a really big house. The average sales price in the area is 602,000. But his could be anywhere from 650 and 700,000. And what I've been doing is nurturing the lead. I send him a card. Every time I'm jogging in the area, I'll let him know. There are times, but now what I do is I literally park in his driveway. I said, hey.
So pause for a second. She hasn't asked the question yet. I don't know what she just said.
Oh, are you ready
We're
to start
working
now?
on this. So I don't really know what the question is. What's the question?
The question is, am I?
I'm working on Kayla with the question, that's why.
But the question is, am I on the right track to what you're doing? Because he told me.
No, I would have said, what would I have done? What would I have done? I saw the house. What's the next question?
Yeah.
I don't care if you say you're gonna retire in 5 years. What's the next question?
Schedule a plan.
This is a lovely house. I'd love to come by now that I previewed to show you what the market is commanding. Is Sunday at 2 good? Well, no, you're gonna be at church. Monday at 9 a.m. or Tuesday at 6 p.m. good for you. I would have went in for the win. My guy said he was retiring in 5 years. Did I wait 5 years from now? I don't know what I'm gonna do in 5 years. Hopefully not selling real estate. I've done enough of it. I go in for the close. The card is great. Still send the card. That is good. I don't need to nurture the lead. I'm drawing by him. That's my nurturing right there. Hey, Mr. Such and Such. I would drop a Popeye by there. Okay. Send him a nice text. I would pick up the phone literally and say, what's his name? Hey, Mr. Finn, how are you? Listen, I know that you gave me a tour of your house. I love it. You know what? I may even have some buyers for the area. I'd love to come and meet with you to show you what the market is commanding and show you how to utilize your equity in your property. I learned that yesterday. Mayor Chris Brown came on and gave us that gem. I would use it. I'm going in for the close. Because if somebody else goes into their house and meets with him and they are so good, y'all think he's thinking about, oh, I'm gonna meet with Kayla. No, he wants to do business. Does that make sense? Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
All right, go on with the close. Right? What is your buyer's presentation? Y'all didn't even have no presentation yesterday on the Zoom. I had no marketing. This is Claudian. I didn't even have all that. So don't think, oh my God, I don't have my listing together. Don't think you can't go in for the close. Those people y'all think they really read, y'all think they read my resume? No, it's just there to show that I'm a professional. Now, every now and then, every 20 people will read it. But if I gave y'all my resume today in there, would y'all be reading my resume? Maybe to copy it a little bit, to use it as not copy, but to use it as a guide. But you ain't reading it to come, oh, she went to Carroll City. You're not about to do that. Okay? What do your systems look like? I heard Amari talking about systems. What do your systems look like? How many people have access to a CRM? KV4, I don't know, follow-up boss. How many people use their KV4? How many people use their CRM? Raise your hands high if you for real use your CRM.
I don't use it as I should, but I use it, yes.
No. How do you use it? And when I say use it, I use it. How many people get an email from Grant every day? Or you've gotten an email from Grant? How many do you get a day? Does he email you on Sunday?
I'm sure. Every day.
He email you on the day that don't even exist after Sunday, between Sunday and Monday. That's using the CRM. I don't mean I opened it and I decided, like, are you building your database? For real, I gotta stop. This is not, I think what happens is that we don't clock in and clock out. So now this is just, oh, I'll do whatever I get to it. I do. No, are you using your CRM? Because if you're not doing what you need to do to follow up, the CRM will follow up for you. I always wondered, this was before AI was available or that we even knew that there was an artificial intelligence software. I will always be trying to figure out how does KV Core know what I'm going to say to a potential seller? And the sellers would just pop up they do that because when they click on a link, they automatically go into your CRM, but you don't know that because you don't use the CRM. But I don't gotta go and plug them into the CRM because they click, they already there. And then they start texting, and then I have the app on my phone so I can kind of follow along. And I'm like, 3 weeks went by, and it's still texting back and forth. And it doesn't look like a bot, it's like a real, I'm shocked. I'm like, I didn't text that, but that sounds like me. And sometimes even have some ebonics in there sometimes, I'm telling you. And then I see, okay, Miss Hibbert, I'm ready to sell. And then I jump right in and I call. What day is good for you? Saturday at 2 or Sunday at 4? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. But if you're not using the system, do you know that your listing is in your KB core system?
I put that in there, but
In the KB core.
yes, at first I typed it in there.
Wow. Now watch this. She don't really have to do that because it'll automatically pop in there. And people on the 900 websites, when they click it, they end up in her CRM. Now, if she doesn't have her campaigns activated, which you don't even have to do, it's already there for you. She forgets to call. Let's just say she gets super busy and she forgets to call the person. The CRM is doing the work for her. But if you're not working the CRM, you sleep. The systems, okay? You are the CEO and team members maintaining desired outcomes, okay? You as the CEO, all of you are a CEO. We're in a entrepreneurial space. I do not tell you to wake up at 9 and get on the wake up and when you do that because you want to do it, right? How many reminders y'all get every week from me about that? Anybody get a text message? Why? Because I use my text message system. I got over 8,000 people in there. And when they want to unsubscribe, they just unsubscribe.
Is that's not mini chat for that, is it?
No, so that could be slick text, it could be community, it could be your KB core system. You can have a phone number in there if you so desire. If you do these things, what's gonna happen is that you're gonna now master your emotions. When people tell you no, you move on to the next one. You're not like, oh my God, Claudia Ann, do you know I was on the phone, they hung up. I call right back. Oh, the phone got disconnected and they hang up again. And then I know that the phone didn't get disconnected this time, but then they hung up again. And then I follow back up. I follow back up by text.
Texting works.
Yeah, because some people are irritated by now because the property just went expired or my property just hit for sale by owner, right? Everybody's gonna start calling. I want y'all to write this down. This is so important. If you're gonna start calling the day that it expires, you know that other people are gonna do that too, right? And that's okay. The key here is who's gonna end up calling more on the tail end than you did in the beginning. Let me tell you, you're gonna hear it all the time. You were one of the first realtors that called me, and you're still calling me. It's like, no, I haven't heard from anybody else. And you sent me a card. Was that you that sent me a card in the mail? Yeah, it was me that sent you a card in the mail. And with the gift card, that was so sweet. Thank you. They're gonna start soft talking, right? But you're gonna keep following up. You're gonna learn to master your emotions. You're gonna be like, oh, they hung up. Okay, go to the next call. Oh, they hung up. Go to the next call. All right. So you gotta just keep going, right? And then you're able to master your finances. Why? Because you're being successful at this time. Y'all know what it feels like to have. I don't think you can sell nothing in Miami for less than like $350. And really, the average is probably about $600. Would y'all agree? Y'all know what 7% looks like potentially? Because now you can get the buyer and the seller potentially. That's why it's important to be on the list side and be in control of the deal. I don't know what they're talking about at NAR. I really don't care. I do know what my forms say. That's important. But other than that, I'm not gathering y'all up to go and lobby and fight. I don't have time. I don't. It's not an issue that I need to feel like I need to be involved in.
Yeah.
I'd rather spend my time with some kids or a issue of poverty and I'm helping some kids. That ain't my battle to fight. All right. And then you just duplicate the process. Y'all right, duplicate.
I'm sorry, but when you make these calls,
What's your name? Cause we didn't get your name.
oh, Robinson.
Robinson, hold on. Pink dress. What's your name? Cassandra. Okay, how did y'all get here? Okay, oh, y'all look like twins. How did I just? All right, cool. Wait, give me 1 second, and then how did you get invited? All right. How and a deal? Cassandra. Yes. Look, how did I get you?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Go ahead.
Yeah, so do you have like a team in place that?
No, I do my own call. I've always done my own call. Nobody's gonna do my calls like that. You got a time block. You got a time block. So we're gonna talk about time blocking, but I wanna break this down for him. Let me just say this, I do not call today. I've been doing this for 24 years. I would say about 15 years, that's what I did. And we tried to bring in a group that would do the calling, right? It didn't work, and I'll tell you why it didn't work, because I was still heavy producing. Those people need to be trained. They need to be in my orbit, listening to my calls. So I would feel more comfortable if I would train my group of people that were calling for me. Okay, and I'm really talking about VAs, but if you got people that are like hungry like me and know what to say, and it's really the posture. Like, I'm not, hi, would you like to, that's not me. So I would find like kind of people like that, but you got a time block. So from 9 to 11, what are you doing? Do you know have people on my team that will start calling at 8 a.m. and they don't stop on Saturday and Sunday because that's not what we teach them to do.
Sure.
Some people feel like they'd rather take those calls on Saturday or Sunday. So you had a time block. So what's your schedule like? You woke up today with what would a Monday look like for you?
Some run arounds, to be honest, because I got like.
Run around and do what though? Be very specific.
Oh, okay. So it's not just real estate I do like, I buy and sell cars too. But sometimes I gotta be on site, make sure that, sometimes if I'm not there.
I know. So what I would tell him to do is he gotta decide what he wanna focus on. Watch this, what makes you the most money? And what gives you the most headache? So guess what? The thing here is that I would be focused on what's gonna make me more money, because the truth is, if he took away the car business, I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just telling you what I would do. If he took away the car side, he would potentially 10x his real estate business. And then eventually what happens is that you spend more time in the space, then you're gonna grow a team. See, all these people are my team members. I don't do everything alone. Kayla showed up and helped with registration. Tanya came and helped set up. Amari was here helping to set up. And so now I created a team around me. And what's gonna happen is that they're gonna start duplicating what you do, and maybe they add their little twist, right? Leaders become leaders because people follow good people who do good things, right? And they become leaders, and then it just starts to duplicate. So you'll be able to pinpoint and say, hey, listen, I got this property and I'm about to flip.
Okay.
Here's the potential spread on it. Let's just say you don't have money right now for payroll. This is how I did my assistant. I paid her a salary and I gave her bonuses. You helped me close, we make money together. And then people watch your money too. So you want to make everybody happy, got it, right?
Sure.
So now watch this. He now is duplicating himself. Y'all right? Duplicating. And he's gonna say, you know what? We're about to make 60 grand on this house. If you can help me do A, B, C, D, and you're gonna show him for the week what he's gonna do, and I'll be able to give you 10% of that. Would you mind? And then you go on to the next property, not to the car business. He will go to the next property. He will get on the phone and call more people, because the more people he call, what's gonna happen? I would not be doing cars right now. I just wouldn't. That's a transactional thing. He gonna get the right call the right 20-unit building, and that's the building he keep in his inventory and start making what? Passive income. So you gotta worry about dropping a car off. And what do you do in the car business? What's your nationality? Yeah, I'm Jamaican, I know. We got 5 jobs. I feel like it's a Caribbean thing, I don't know.
Can't just.
You can have multiple things in real estate though. I can do sales, I can work with buyers, I can work with sellers, I can work on investing. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Deals will start just coming to you. I do not call for deals. They come to me. Like, I got a problem, and then I get on the phone and I work my magic. I call it back directly. You start getting those calls of the banks that would just submit an offer. So how do I do it? You got a time block. You gotta know what your day looks like. I literally plan my day. My calendar is my life. I know I can't do anything between 9 a.m. because I have my call that I host at 9, and then I gotta pick up my kids at 3:30, right? So now, and if I can't do it, my son and my nanny goes and pick up my kids, right? Because that's my time too with my children. That's what I tell myself. Okay. I don't go on the phones, and then I go back into the work mode. So you gotta figure out, we're gonna do that. So let's go to the next page. 11, 12, we gotta hurry up. All right, so here, guys, is your performance insight breakthrough. Okay, just go ahead and rate yourself. Where's your mindset? I got a text message, man, I'm securing all these appointments, but I'm not getting any of them. I say you're gonna continue not to get any of them, because you just told yourself you're not getting any of them. You haven't been doing this long enough. Tell me you've been pounding the phones all year for 6 months and you didn't get one appointment? You're not doing, I don't care if you were terrible at the job. You're just not doing the work. Cause it's not about who's good and who's not, it's about who's just doing it the most. That's the secret sauce, okay? Where do you rate your business systems, presentation and conversion skills, lead generation and marketing? Just write check mark for poor, fair, good. I'll be honest. Bad at planning and work. I don't want to organize and plan nothing. I want to come up with the ideal everybody else can make. The truth is, if I didn't have a bunch of stuff to do, I could organize and plan. I do have the skill set to do it, but that's not what's gonna make me the best, highest production of my time. Okay, and then we're gonna flip the page. Once y'all got that, and if you're not working, guys, if you got poor, my mindset and goals will probably be excellent. I can have a bad day, like, for real, a bad day for real. Like, let's just say my whole bank account was wiped out. Now I'm gonna get up, it's millions of dollars. My mindset can't be broken. It just can't. There's nothing so far that has occurred in my life down to death that has, I already know we got here, we gotta leave one day, you might as well just prepare. Whether I'm sick, in good health, I'm mentally already there. In fact, if you're a person that gets very emotional, then you shouldn't even be going to the funeral, in my opinion. Because what is gonna be a damper on your day? Go to the viewing, send a flower. Don't put yourself in environments that you're gonna be just like, obviously if it's your parents and, you know what I'm trying to say, y'all. Don't think Claudiana is just, I'm not saying not your parents, exactly. But y'all understand what I'm saying? If you're a very sensitive person, man, people be crying and you don't even know the person. What? This is crazy to me. You talking to me, don't call me because I'm gonna tell you not to go. Well, why are you going? You don't even know the person. You like the third friend of the person that knows the person that knows the person. I'm not doing that. Okay? I went to a funeral the other day for one of our agents. He didn't have a viewing, he didn't have a this, and so I went because of that. But I wasn't all bent out, and I was paying respects to the person. So if you're that person, and I know that's probably a far left example, but it's true. Okay, all right, let's flip the page. 2025. Okay, what are you going to do? If you have a team, what's your team going to do? If it's you, you're in the me column, what are you going to do? How many days? And be committed. Pretend like you clocking into somebody's job. Guys, if you, okay, so John here owns grocery stores, right? Can I use you for an example? If your employee does not come to work for 2 weeks, what happens to the payroll? It's kind of reduced for you, right? Because you
Depends.
well, we're talking about an hourly employee. We're not talking about a salary.
Well, someone has to come for that employee.
But it's,
So it's not,
but it's the point, well, let me just back up. If they don't come to work, do they get paid?
no, not an hour.
Okay, so pretend that you're an hourly employee in real estate. You don't go to work, you don't clock in, you don't get paid. I don't know how else to make it like sound like simple, right? That's why most of y'all are probably in real estate, because you got tired of clocking in and clocking out. Hello. But then you thought, oh, I'm just flexible. No, you're not. You gotta go to work. Pound those phones. 8 o'clock, everybody should be on the phone. Well, I don't have money to use a dollar system. We have no dollar system like that. We used to get the newspaper. I sound like the people that were my age when I got started, because then they had blue systems and they had to go into the yellow book and the pages. I didn't have to go that far back. But I did go pick up a newspaper, a Miami Herald and a Broward Sun Sentinel. They still have them. Y'all don't use them, but they still have them. And I used to go they used to people would put ads in there. I'm selling my house, and the phone numbers would be there, and I would just be calling check marks, and then I'll take out my Excel spreadsheet. Some of y'all want all these sophisticated systems, you don't need it. I just sent an Excel spreadsheet. Crystal, you there? I just sent her an Excel spreadsheet of everybody that registered it. I still use this.
Absolutely.
Right? I exported it. Right? How many days are you gonna work a day? Right. When you worked for BSO, not BSO, but for the county, how many days a week did you work in your prime? Yeah, they didn't give you, like, I'm not talking about when she was near retirement, because she would take 3 weeks off and they would pay her the same. So we're not talking about that. That's when they just start letting you do whatever you want, right? Am I making this up? No. Exactly. I'm like, girl, you go back to work? She's like, yeah, that'll be okay. But the point is this, they know she get ready to retire. They're not getting ready to pressure her. She's done her duty, 30 years. They can give her a little grace, right? But in your heyday,
5 days a week.
how many hours a day? Boom, she got paid real good when she went to work. 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. Watch this. How many hours you took off for lunch? Yes.
It's included, but it's not included because you're not guaranteed lunch, so sometimes you don't even get a lunch.
Right, because she gotta watch the inmates. Y'all just put yourselves in that mindset. Pound the phone. Put your, I get out of the bed. I go right on Instagram Live with my kids, their hair not done, my hair not done. I'm like, I'm human too. Hello. So there's a lot of different systems you can use now. So you could use Land Voice, you could use Redfin, you could use, I mean, if you use them, I think most of them are pretty good. If you use them. PopStream, I learned that one yesterday.
Yeah.
Probably has the most accurate numbers.
And I started using spreadsheets, but I got kind of discouraged because some of the numbers were disconnected.
It's okay. What if they were not disconnected and they just didn't answer? You didn't do it long enough. How long did you do it for?
About 2 weeks.
How old are you? 32.
I'm gonna give you a tip. A lot of these companies, they give you incorrect numbers, right? If you're a member of the Miami Association, always run those seller leads through Forewarn. You'll get the most accurate number. It's time consuming, but you're gonna get the right number.
So she's saying use Forewarn
That's
to
it.
check the numbers.
I've used.
If you want to use Vulcan, you can use Vulcan. It already has the numbers and they're pretty.
But even with that, cause I use Vulcan, I use Mojo. Forewarn gives me the number
Always gives
to
you the
get
right
that.
number.
So I would just tell you, just use something like PropWire or PropStream. Get those leads and run it through Forewarn the day before and just call your 100 people in the day. I don't know why, but their numbers are inaccurately.
All right, so you know the total hours of power. How many listing appointments do you want to take a month? Write it down. How many listing appointments are you gonna be taking? Sellers, like, I don't have to really go through each of these, y'all. Fill it in. Your listing appointments, listings that were taken in, the seller sales, okay? Seller's GCI, gross commissionable income. Okay,
Seller GCI per month.
you could break it down yearly or monthly. And we're gonna do that. So you can start yearly. And then you're gonna say, okay, well, this is what this looks like. And then reverse engineer. What does that look like monthly? What does that look like weekly? What does that look like hourly? Daily. Okay? Same thing for your buyer appointments. So I have a new agent. She's like, well, Claudia, you know, this building, and I'm like, no, you're not working with buyers. I just told her. I'm not giving y'all no options no more. Especially if I see somebody that sharp on the phone, stay on the phone. Because the 3 hours I gotta go run you around and you confused. So now I don't even wanna work with you no more because you confused. This is too much.
Being more for the years I've been a listed agent. But since-
So what's your question? Tell me.
So my question is, what would be my best approach for continuing to be a listing agent?
What's our best approach for being a good listing agent? There are several approaches and not one works, but you can't focus on YouTube. And then, man, there's a guy on YouTube, man, he had a huge team, man, he didn't even sell no houses. I'm like, what? I'm not gonna tell y'all who it is, but he like sold 5 houses. I'm like, wait a minute. You didn't tell me. Because you got all this YouTube, because guess what? People are moved by perception. You're gonna perceive that I just lost a whole bunch of weight. You're probably gonna perceive that. The truth is, I've been lost a lot of weight. Right? A person that did not see me after I had my children, when I was 195 pounds, is gonna say, oh my God. They do it all the time. Oh my God, babies where? Right? It's a perception. And the truth is, I did lose weight, but it's still their perception. You don't know what I did to lose the weight. Somebody texts me, was like, oh, I heard of this new surgery. I'm like, oh no, for what? I'm still able to run, walk, and do all this stuff. Yeah, if I want to go and get the fat shaking a little bit, okay, I could do that. But I'm not going to the table. I'm just not unnecessarily. But the perception is what? I probably eat healthy, right? I work out every day. I do not work out every day. Girl, I got up and got on the treadmill for 2 minutes. Yeah, I'm getting back. But sometimes not just for you, it's for me too. I gotta get back to routine. I'm not gaining any weight because I watch what I eat. I take my NRG. I don't know why I'm so hype and focused. The NRG helps me be focused. And it curbs my appetite. So I take it. It's right in my bag. Like, I can't make this up. I don't leave without it. Boom, right here. You know what? If you need one, take one. Pass it around.
I'll take one.
Exactly. I don't know how she found out, but she know what I'm talking about.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? So now I would tell her to find a system and stick with it. Rosemary don't want to go on social media. She tried it. That ain't her thing. She's not concerned about having 1 million people. She's concerned about going to get the next investment property. So for her, she did an investment. She invested in her license in North Carolina. Not only that, she don't just wait for the realtor. My girl said, I'm renting a house there. Because I want to be in the fold of what's going on. Does that make sense? And now when I get a North Carolina lead, guess what I'm calling? I know she's gonna work the lead. I don't have to be, bro, how are you doing? I don't gotta do all of that. She's social proof. And the truth is she took Hotspret's class. She loved Hotspret. She did try the phone.
I did coaching with him as well.
Yeah. Do you like pounding the phones though? That ain't her thing. And she's very honest. Claudienne, that ain't my thing. Got to 10 million.
Yeah.
She used the phone. It's not one system works for everybody.
Right.
It's figure out the jam. It's stick with it. Y'all say stick with it. Figure it out and stick with it.
And don't forget it, promote yourself, listen, put out tips to sell your home, put out tips to sell your home, like, you know, if that's what you wanna do, you wanna be a listing agent, I mean, most of my business is from listings. And the only buyers that I work with are buyers that come to me as a referral. Because again, like she mentioned, I mean, I'm working with a buyer right now, I've been working with him for 2 years. You know, and I
And
still.
it's not John, it's our husband.
And I still go out on appointments with him because he came from a referral, so, you know, but it takes time and you're not getting paid for it. So you know, you gotta focus on getting those listings, getting those sellers. You wanna list homes, that's what you wanna do.
So the key here is like, if you're not a social media bug, you gotta figure it out. You gotta take, so let me do, not 2 weeks. Let me do 6 months of calling on a schedule.
Okay.
This is where the time block comes in. From 9 to 11, I do nothing but call. I don't set no appointments. I don't do any of that. No appraisals, no inspections, no like I'm on the phone from 9 to 11. When people in the hospital, they can't be, I'm going over it. No, they in the hospital. You come find right now. Can't go nowhere. I don't want you to compare yourself to being in the hospital, but the point is be so consistent. Is like it's a mindset thing. I did not hit my markers today. Come back at night. Take it, like if you do a 3-hour calling session, call for 45 minutes, take a 10-minute break, 5 minutes for setup, start calling again.
Good morning, Crystal. I'm so sorry I didn't get a chance to get back with
If
you.
you're in the funk, move, go outside, walk the street with the phone. Absolutely. When your birthday, me too. Oh my goodness.
When my kids.
Wait, he didn't finish.
And every time I'm doing the calling, somebody call.
Because you're not focused, you're not focused, so it's a mindset thing. You gotta put on do not disturb, and you gotta remain focused. It happens to me, I'll be scrolling on Instagram, the person that said hello, I forgot where I'm at. I don't even know the address because I don't went into Instagram. My Instagram is set that I only spend a certain amount of time on there, and it tells me nighttime or whatever it says, like, you know, you can do that.
It allows you to speak to a certain amount of people at a certain time. So like mine is 9:30, so no one can like call. It'll send a text to them so that.
Do not disturb.
Is that a
Yeah.
Anybody, I have a time blocking calendar that I can share. It
Yes.
breaks down everything for me. That's what I use, because I was one of those agents that were overwhelmed. I used to work a full-time job and do real estate full-time, and it helped me, so send y'all.
It's actually in here. You can do it
Yeah.
right here. Y'all, we're about to bring this to a close. Are y'all learning something today? Are we learning something? Thank y'all for the input. Let's go to the next page, business plan. So for me, for some people, they can spend a little bit of money, right? I have my systems, I've got my HubSpot, I've got my mini chats, and I tell people what to do on Instagram. And I capture every moment. Every moment is a moment to capture. So if let's just say you remain in the car business, I'll be capturing those moments.
Right now.
Exactly. I'll be capturing, when I get to the auction, that was what I would be doing. Everything is on, right? My stories be having all those dots on purpose. I don't want you to scroll by. I want it to be so good that guess what? They stay. And then I say, okay, click here. If you want to be a part of this, do what, Kiana?
click here.
And you don't even have to have a lot of money because you can really do a form on Google. I teach you how to do that all the time. And I love it because they go right into my Excel spreadsheet and now I don't have to create it myself, right? If you're ready to sell, click here. If you're ready to buy, click here. You want to join this team, click here. Always a click here. All right, so key performance indicators. What's your name again? Tell me.
Robinson.
Let me tell you what's gonna happen to Robinson when he leaves here. Because I see me and Robinson. I can't even believe I've been doing real estate like this for 23 years, for real. I can't. Like, if you ask my friends, they'd be like, Claudia used to do, like, we don't know how she used to do all this stuff. Because I was at MLM, I was doing this, I was selling real estate, I was doing this, and I really wasn't the best at it, on any of it. I was doing too much, right? So watch this. What was the system she told you to use? Because he didn't do what, y'all?
Write it down.
I watched him not write it down. It's not intentional. Y'all say intentional. And I know your brother needs you to tighten up.
Right.
Yeah, because he's trying to make some moves and you playing around. Now, do you work? What you do? What do you do?
Me?
Completely. Like, do you work in cars and all that?
Nah, so I find properties, mainly for him and me.
Okay, cool.
Sometimes.
All right, cool. So real estate sales is not your main focus then. Okay, cool. I needed to know that because if you're not going to work with sellers and buyers, then you could just scratch and delete the information I told you before. But if the car business is your business, then he needs to do what? Let his brother focus on the real estate side, and he needs to focus on increasing those car sales and whatever he does so he can make more money and buy more what?
Real estate.
That's what I just said. So you focus on that and make enough money because he's look like he's doing the legwork for the real estate.
For some reason, it's
That's
just,
what-
you just keep covering.
It's not matching. It's because that's what you're interested in focusing on. You are on your phone in the car app at a real estate business summit.
Somebody.
Exactly. Do you get my point? I'm not saying that it's bad.
Your energy is.
Your
directed
energy is
at-
towards something else, and I'm even mad at you. Because if it were me, I'd be doing the same thing.
It's just so hard, you know. That.
Yes. But the truth is that you may not ever get it out of a personality type like that.
Right.
So you gotta figure out how to best use his time or his gifts.
Yeah.
He sounds like the person that's gonna sell anything to anybody and get the deal done and get the best price.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm gonna hit him up because I need a car for my nanny. Cause I know he's gonna give me the best price. All right, I'm committed to have 2025 be my best year because of what?
I was at 10 million in sales volume.
Just write it down, write it down, let everybody write it down. But let me, cause you a superstar, so you the only one that fast forward and went through that. So I like that, thank you. Shannon. And then we'll go over it. I'm committed to
The fan.
The fan.
exactly, keep it. All right, I'm committed to, I thought that's what it was gonna be. What's your personal vision? Personally, like, what do you want personally? Like, attach your goals to something. Man, I wanna be in the DR. I want a house in the DR. I wanna be on that water. Casa de Campo. I wanna be all over. Attach it to something. What are your personal goals? Spiritually, financially, right? What are your professional goals? What is your professional vision? I envision one day people will just, the business will come to me because I put in so much work. And I don't gotta call nobody. Everybody say just call Claudia, call Claudia, call Claudia, call Claudia. And then what are your financial goals? Man, I wanna be making $1 million a month. How often have y'all heard me say that? For real, how often have y'all heard me say that? And I am going to do it. I'm gonna do it in this model called EXP. I don't let up. I don't say I'm super busy tomorrow, I'm not gonna do my call to get realtors onboarded. Watch this, Leo just onboarded with us. How long you been in our orbit, Leo? Like, you've been to an event, you did something. How long ago was that? Long.
Yeah.
And he busy, he don't even come to the huddles in the morning. Like, I'm not gonna bother him for that though. It might be too, that's not for him, right? So I wanna make sure though that he's on the call with Pace Morby because that's in alignment with where he's going. We're gonna create some synergy where buyers will come to our seminars because he has the inventory and he can wholesale to anybody in the room. Like, we're gonna make it, like, he don't even notice, I already committed, like, I have to hear what his goals are. I'm not gonna make you a listing specialist and you wanna flip houses. I'm not gonna do that. That's not what he wants to do. But that's not what he told me he does. He does, but he's not, he wants to find investment property. And there's a $2, $3, $4 million property that needs to be sold. And Elena's like, well, Claudia, we need somebody. I'm gonna call Rosemary, but she's the capacity, right? She's right over here, she lives over here, she's gonna be able to knock it out. Okay? I might call Shamika if I wanna do something in Brickell, or I might call Allison if I have something in Brickell, right? There you go, okay? All right, we almost done. So the business plan, if you open it, your business plan, your results and your goals. Write down what you did for 2024. So it says my past clients sphere database, right? What are results and goals? All right. So what did you do in 2024, guys? This is where you're gonna list out 2024. If it doesn't say, we're almost about to wrap this up. And then what do you want for 2025? How many past clients? How many client referrals? If you want referrals, then y'all should be calling everybody. Listen, here are my goals for 2025. It's never too early to start. I'd love to work with you and anybody in your orbit if they're looking to sell or buy. I have buyers that'll buy investments. I'm thinking right now that I'm Rosemary because they buy investment property. So Rosemary might run into an investment property, and guess who can buy it? That's a buyer right there for them. But you get what I'm saying. Should have called John right away. Oh my God, you're not gonna believe it, John. Susie called me back and said they have a 10-unit building. They've had it for 29 years and she just wants out. They're even willing to do seller's financing. The bill is really worth $1 million, but I'll let it go for $550. Y'all think she calling somebody else for that deal? It's gonna net probably, she's done the numbers because she knows how to work the numbers. It's probably gonna work it, leave them with about $10,500 a month. Y'all gonna say no. And even if John doesn't have the financial capacity to buy cash, he's gonna leverage. Because he knows people, he has investors, he's got relationships, right? He can get a loan if he wants, he can buy, I mean, whatever you decide. I don't know what their capacity is, I'm just giving an example. He ain't letting the deal go. Am I right or am I wrong? Right, he gonna figure it out. Or you could be the person that wholesales the deal. But remember, that's one transaction, piece of money at the time, where he can have this building for the next 30 years. It's already got money coming in, okay? How many expires are you gonna call? How many FISBOs? If that's not your jam, cross it out, keep going, okay? How many accountants you gonna call? How many absentee owners? Well, Claudia, why are we calling the accountant? The accountant, I'm not telling you to call the accountant. What does accountant do? Meet with what? People. We're gonna leverage accountants. We're gonna leverage attorneys. I know y'all heard this story right here in Sunny Isles when she got her license, her first year as a realtor 3 years ago. New York's a little bit different. They don't give you the pass or fail right away. And it was COVID, so it was like taking extremely long.
Oh my God, it took like 6 weeks.
Yeah, she was like, oh my God, these people, she called people every day. I'm like, whoa. So we're sitting in her apartment in Sunny Isles. You remember this?
Yeah.
She's like, you're not gonna believe this. I got the email, I passed my test, and that was it. She got on the phone, she called the attorney. I never met nobody that got energy like way better than mine. I would have never called the attorney right away. I'd have went home, celebrated, and then started. Am I making this up? And she told the attorney exactly what to do. She said, I don't know who you're using as a realtor, but I'm just here to let you know I'm official. She wasn't even afraid to say she was this was her first time being a realtor. She said, well, I'm officially licensed. I'm a realtor, and you're gonna be sending your business to me. Didn't you say that?
Yeah.
I said she didn't call the attorney and say that. She says yes.
And the builder.
And the builder. Watch this, 2 years later, how many properties he just gave you the list?
Oh, 23.
What if she did not follow up and follow through? He just bought another, he keeps saying, oh, this is my last community. What did he just do? And guess what? The people, they love Rome. They're like, oh, we're glad you got rid of that other realtor. We love Rome.
I literally got a call, the agent that I'm working with now, which by the way, we're closing tomorrow, new construction.
She's probably gonna be there, but we gotta go, Claudia.
She called me and she said, hey, do you have any other properties to sell? And I said, yeah, because we're slowly, as he's building them, we'll be listing them. And I said, yeah, of course. And she said, okay, because I don't want to work with anybody else in that community. Not a problem, I got you.
Nice.
So.
Rose over there making meatballs. Y'all know Rose is like, I'm like, those some big old meatballs. I wanna come. And the spaghetti and like, just think about that. Like, she's very personable, but she means business. It's very hard to do both. All right, so you're gonna do that, and you're gonna write it down. Are you gonna do any ads, any direct mail, Facebook ads? This is Rose section right here, because this is what she's gonna do. What about your absentee owners? I gotta keep picking on Ro, y'all, because it's just, because this is another good story. She became a realtor. She was like, nobody sells over here. I'm like, well, do you get any mail in the mail about the market? She was like, no. I was like, nobody knows what's going on. Y'all living on 30 or 40 acres. Do you even see the neighbor? Like, yeah, I see, but you probably see bushes and land. You don't see the neighbor. They don't know what's going on. Guess what happens? She starts doing RSP mailers. You can do this for people.
And that's where I've gotten this, let's say, all my stuff listed. I even send out under contract, like I want them to know, I want them to see it. To know that I listed the home and within 2 weeks, it's under contract, blah, 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 and sold.
But those are the mailers
The RSP.
through the, through the post office.
Yeah, well,
No, this is ours. They do everything for you. All
They
you do
do
is
everything
approve.
for you.
Oh, okay.
Which I just sent out a batch of postcards on Friday for my new listing. It's gonna hit about 600 homes. And it cost me $1 a postcard.
It's so cheap, y'all.
$600.
It's so cheap.
Thank you.
Okay, I flip the page. Your conversions, your conversation, your conversions and calculation. How many people we gonna be talking about to convert them? Or talking to convert them? It's really what that means. How many conversations do you think you need to have?
A lot.
When I looked at my Saturday schedule, I was like, I don't wanna go to this event. I knew the mayors were gonna be there, I knew the dignitaries were gonna be there. And as soon as I walked through the door, I saw a host of people I hadn't seen in a minute, right? So now I'm going for business. So I'm gonna make sure I take my photos, make sure I connect with some people that I didn't know before I got there and go from there, okay?
That's like last week, I was at a modeling thing for 3 days.
Yeah.
At a convention, Fort Lauderdale Convention Center. I was supposed to be modeling, I'm handing out real estate cards, so.
Right. We still want you to tear up the walkway and the run.
I will, yeah,
Yeah.
but also let them know I'm here for you guys. you
Yeah.
know.
I love it.
I'm not just a pretty face.
So now, thank you, Crystal. I see that you're on the Zoom, and then we're gonna open it up for Q&A. This year's transaction goal is what? And it tells you exactly what to do on the other side. Input the total of transactions you want. Okay, be realistic. If you got another job and you got a bunch of other stuff to do, then don't put 100. You won't get there. I know what that look like. That don't look like I'm doing 50 things at one time. Focus on real estate. What are your total new prospects? Conversations needed annually. Then you're gonna write that number, and then you're gonna multiply line 1 by 40. That's your conversion of your conversation to sale. Then you're gonna take your total new prospect conversations needed and divide it by line 2. What number did you use in line 2, y'all?
Number of new prospects.
And then divide it by 11. GCI, growth commission, income. How much do you wanna make this year? The number of transactions needed for your goals. And then y'all can fill that out, right? You can go through and fill that out. Now, you don't need to go over your goal tracker now, but I want you to flip to the next page after the goal tracker. And this is what it should look like. So y'all talked about time blocking. See my friend out there, he's making business of it. He is making business. This guy, who's older? Y'all got 2 different personalities. Huh? He gotta go, his ADD just kicked in. I can only recognize it because I see me in him. That's me. Totally different. She OCD. I'm like, girl. I love when she come to my house. Start moving furniture and all kind of stuff. Oh yeah, this doesn't go here. It should go here and check. I'm like, hey, I don't even bother because when she finished, it looked like the Ritz Hotel. Angelique used to, when she was transitioning from Georgia, she used to live with us. And when you go in Angelique's room, it's just like, well, can you make the rest of the house look like this? You go in there, you don't want to leave. It's like the lights are the right, dim the right way. If you ever see curtains in my kid's room while I'm on Instagram, she got those curtains. That ain't got nothing to do with it. I sell the house, she could do both. 6 o'clock, what are you doing? There's a reason this is empty because your day, somebody might not want to pray. Somebody might want to meditate. So if y'all working out at 9 o'clock, y'all started the day way too late. It's too late. You lost half the battle right there. You saying you can't do what?
Work out at 9, 6 a.m.
Yeah, like
My shift, I used to have to wake up at 4 to be there at 6. So now that I'm retired, I still wake up.
yeah, that's
Like,
right.
I can't stay in the bed.
What time do you go to bed?
Yeah, between like 9 and 10. One thing I wasn't doing with like Jeffrey going to bed at that time,
Oh, he
because you know you get up. So I
I'm
used
like,
to,
answer his phone, buddy.
get in the bed and go to sleep because I'm gonna go, but I've kinda gotten to that, go to bed, cause you gonna get up early.
Yeah, and the phone start ringing. You can't focus anymore.
Yeah.
I can't even shower without, I just leave the phone over there. But now you're in the shower trying to take everybody's call. No, I'm not doing that no more. What are your events? What are your events?
You did that just the other day with me. You were in the shower talking
Yeah,
about.
I'm like, girl, I gotta go. And then I hung up, I was like, she didn't need to know all of that, but I gotta go. Right? Big events, do events.
Yes.
Like, all I do is curate events. Okay, let's have an event I'm going to. Okay? Curate an event, a meaningful event. I'm not gonna invite him to an event that's focused on sellers. He is creating inventory. Let me tell y'all what Leo does. He's not in here.
Oh.
And when he joined my team, I was so happy. I love this in me. He buys deals and wholesales. Somebody want to get in touch with Leo.
All right, guys, we may have lost the live stream. Give me 1 second. Be right back. Appreciate your patience. Let me just see what's going on. Maybe her computer died, but I want to welcome everyone to the call. Thank you for joining us. So much amazing information so far. Deborah, thank you so much for dropping your numbers in the chat. Appreciate that. And give me 2 minutes. Be right back. Let me see how I could get us back in. All right. So I guess the laptop went dead. They're getting it back and rolling. So who here does not have the PDF that we're reviewing and going over today? If you do not have this and you want me to personally email it to you, please drop your email in the chat. We want everyone here to have this business planning session 10.0. So many amazing gems, and it's different when we have it at our fingertips and it's tangible. We can write on it. So if you do not have it, please drop your email in the chat and I will send it over to you. Any questions that we have, guys, let's write them down because he is opening it.
I have a question. So on the results and goals portion, are we supposed to be putting a number in each cell, or are we supposed to be like putting like a check mark or an X if we didn't do those things, or if we are doing those things?
Great question. When she comes back on, we're going to share that over to her.
Okay.
All right. Any other question? All right, Charlie, I'm going to send that over to you ASAP. All right. Good. Perfect. All right, I want to welcome everyone to the call that is here. I see some familiar faces. Hey, Dante, Zakia Jordan, Alvin Slate. Love it, love it. All right, so we're coming back in. I see that she said that she's logging.
Okay.
There she is.
All right.
Welcome in back.
All right, so we got that?
Yes, we're good.
All right, y'all good now? Y'all back? Hey. All right, good. So as you're making money, you don't go spend the money on things, guys. You go and buy and reinvest in real estate. When I was 21, I became a realtor. Okay? When I was 21, I became a realtor. I did not go and buy a brand new car. I didn't even go buy a house. I went and bought me a duplex. Okay? I was 21 and I bought a duplex. And when I would sell a house here, we made like $15,000 to $50,000 between. I was so excited. I sold Rick Ross his house and we did some things. And then Vernon Carey from the Dolphins, he played the center at the time, sold him a house. We was making a lot of money. I didn't take the money and buy things. I did. I took about 10%. But like, let me see where these shoes are from. These are Donna Karan. I bought this off the sale rack. Y'all see it say Versace, but I did not pay Versace money for the shreds. I didn't. And then I go to my girlfriend's closet on the 6th floor, Stormy, and I go buy the stuff that she don't want no more for $100. And she spent a lot, thousands. I'm like, girl, this is like the thrift shop in here, okay? You're not spending. Right. She's like, okay. Right? And so this is how you're gonna live. So you're gonna make the money, guys, and you're gonna put it into something that's gonna generate you some income every month. Don't leave yourselves out of the equation. So I was telling you about the money I was making because on this duplex, I only made $1,600 a month. Some of y'all will be like, that's not enough money. And at 21, I didn't really know a lot about real estate. I didn't know that long-term, the equity, I didn't know that stuff. I just knew that rich dad, poor dad, when I was in college, said buy real estate. I figured the rest out later. And then I said, wait a minute. I came up with this idea. I said, wait a minute. If I could do this 10 times, 16 to $16,000 a month, and now I have real estate. Y'all sleep. Then we just bought a $25,000 square foot building in Miami. I called Ro a couple of times. I was struggling to come up with that money, wasn't I? I was like, Ro, I'm looking for an investor. I wasn't afraid to ask. If y'all know somebody, if y'all want to help, if you know somebody, I said, you know what? Let me start looking at our portfolio. I said, I bought this one for 30,000. It's worth 500. I could sell that, flip it into the. I started moving and shaking and moving and shaking. Then I told my husband, I said, well, we got to sell the house. We'll just sell the house. I have no mortgage. We bought it at 400 and something. It's worth 1.5 to 1.8. We just sell the house. We know that we could buy a house again. Why? Because we had already done it 3 or 4 times. I'm not concerned. Some of y'all would have been stuck. Oh no, I can't move out of my house. My kids to schools. What? Where's Amari? Amari been in every school in Dade County and Broward. I don't think he spent 2 years at a school and he is okay. On drugs, I don't see him smoking. I don't smell his breath and see him drinking and an alcoholic and he's not in jail. But he wasn't interested. Wasn't interested. Man, I tell y'all this a story. This is important for Zoom and y'all. I wish he would come in here. He'd be like, Mom, you gotta tell a story. So I'm like, Mari, I teach him how to do the LLC. I don't do it. I teach him how to do it. He does his LLC, he still has it today. Something global, something, right? And then I said, well, here's a property. It was in Hollywood. It was a great deal. I bought it for $100,000. It was really worth $300,000. I gutted the house. I probably spent about $60,000 on the house. Y'all following the numbers? I spent $100,000. I was through $60,000 in there. Amari brought the property with his LLC. I funded the project. All he had to do was what he's trying to do with his properties. Show up every day and make sure the workers do what? So I'm busy. I got to go create more money. I can't sit there every day. Well, guess what? I didn't have the time. Mari went for a week. And because I believe, Pay said this too, and I'm glad I was on that call and like really zoned in. Because Pay said yesterday, our kids don't grow up the way our hustles are different. Right. I was on Medicaid. I had food stamps. I had all this stuff from the government. He don't even know what an insurance bill, health bill looks like. He don't. Yeah. He's not gonna have the same hustle. So I gotta figure out how is it that he can help me without me getting aggravated at the end of the day, because that's really what it is. And him both I be successful together. Well, he liked to host events. Well, let him host the event. And I just bring my people into the space. They be some good events. How many people been to Amari's event? 200-300 people in there. And then I get there, all my people there. I'm like, wait. Influencers. I'm like, how made this happen? He is my child. But any which way, he didn't stay at the property. So now I got to jump in. I spent my time. And we had an agreement. He didn't follow his agreement. But guess who had to come to the closing because the property was in his business? Guess who saw the numbers in the check that came to me? He did. I said, this could have been yours. Half mine, half yours. I'm going to tell you, we made $170,000 on that property. And asked me how much money I gave him. Do nothing. Is that fair? For real, John, if I committed to coming to work for you and running the stores so you can go and do what you need to do, and I don't do that, what are you going to do? You're going to fire me. And I knew it was something, I knew something would trigger for him because it's something about seeing that kind of money on paper, then think, like he didn't know how to go through the process. Right. I can't make people go through the process. I can give you the opportunity, but I cannot make you go and get the fish. I could bring you to the lake. Y'all don't make me feel like I'm preaching to you. You gotta write your expenses down and make sure that what you're bringing in, y'all stop trying to do that stuff for the gram. They lying. 90% of those people are lying, but we don't know.
Yeah, you know.
I don't know, buddy.
The thing is that it's the perception of the people. So you see people in nice cars and nice things and nice jewelry, and then you really just don't know. You don't know. You don't know if they paid their taxes for the last 5. You don't know. And so now what happens, guys, is that you try to accelerate the success, but you have not fulfilled the promises. So when we closed on the school, this is a real story. Most people would have done what to have. Y'all would have closed on that building the way it was, and y'all would not have had a red ribbon cutting. Y'all would have. Some of y'all would have been embarrassed because it wasn't to your capacity, to your liking. But I said, no, we're gonna show. I want to show the people. I'm not one of the people that I'm not gonna tell you what I'm not doing because you a hater and you think, no, my energy is so high that I believe my energy is gonna outdo your energy. So you can hate all you want, and I don't care. But for most people, they can't handle it. So that's why they tell you don't say your dreams out loud. But I say them loud because I know if I say I want to make $1 million a month in EXP, y'all have heard that how many years and how long? I know I cannot stop doing my Tuesday recruiting meeting. I don't. And in fact, if y'all want to join it, y'all can. And then I circle back. I have a business partner in my business now that's in Mexico. You know how big that is? Friday is going to be a bigger meeting. I don't say I don't have time. I want to do more. How can I do more to serve you? So y'all got to be serious about business. This is a business where when you retire, you can retire. My mom's retirement check look probably different than Anita's right now. I don't know what it is, but I know how the county is set up. They got drop days. If you didn't take off, I don't know what you took off a lot of days. But am I making this up? They got so many incentives.
Yeah.
Pension, Social Security. You really don't gotta work for real. Am I making this up though? Exactly. So when you see her vacation, her stories are written a little bit different. Okay, she's looking for investment property. She's in Cardone Capital. They're in Cardone Capital. They're making residuals every month. So when you're doing this business, don't just think transactional right now. Think about long term. I want to be in a place where I'm not working. I don't want to call people when I'm 50 and 55. I don't. You should not either. Build a business that will take care of itself. I don't know a business that can do that outside of real estate. And I'm going to tell y'all, I trade. I do a lot of stuff. I've lost a lot of money. I've not lost a lot of money in real estate. And we're going to end there. And did y'all learn something today?
Yeah.
Question? Let's see if we got any questions on the Zoom. Hey, y'all. Hey, Zoomers. Hey, Deborah. Hey, Dante. I see Zakia. I was just talking about y'all. Look at that.
I have a question. So at 21, when you purchased your first investment property, what were the steps that you took in order to get that first investment property?
Her question is what?
How did you prepare to get your first investment property? Like,
Okay, how did I prepare to get my first investment properties? My parents were not broke, but we were not rich. I don't even know if we were middle class, to be honest. When you don't have exposure, you just know what you know, right?
Yeah.
Give me a second, y'all. It's in the camera. So, okay, all right. So how did I prepare to buy my first investment property? Right, my parents did not leave me no lump sum of money nowhere. In fact, they were still living at the time. So there was none of that going on at the time. In fact, my dad did pass away. We still did not get a lump sum of money. He had no money, but that's a whole nother story. I literally quit my job. When I tell y'all the story, is a real story. I was working, I graduated from the University of Florida. I started working and I started making $40,000 a year. I saw a realtor make $40,000 in 60 days by sale. So what did I do? I repeated successful actions. I quit my job 2 days later. I am a single mother with a son. I have no help. Okay. I knew that I wanted to make a lot of money. I did not have a passion for anything else but to make money. And I knew that, so I owned it. I still say that today. People say, "I have a passion for help first-time home buyers." No, you don't. You want to make some money. And the byproduct of that is that you get to help people. Y'all, let's be real. Yeah. That's the first problem. Be real. Be able to communicate the things that people aren't willing to say. Don't you hear me say all the time? And so I quit my job and I became a realtor. I didn't even know how to become a realtor. I had no plan. I totally forgot. I didn't know. So I went to now figure it out. How many people like that? You make a decision and you go figure it out later. Me. So I go in this class. I didn't even have the money to pay for the class. So I didn't even borrow the money. I had a boyfriend at the time and he gave me the money for the class. That's the real story. Okay. I took the class and I failed the exam twice. So I'm still in Miami and I'm still partying. So what do? I get my tail up and I go to Texas where my mentor is because ain't nothing going on in Texas. I studied for a week. I come back and aced the exam. And then I became the rookie of the year.
Nice.
I took my first paycheck and I'm gonna tell you, I bought some things. I went to Aventura. It was a shoe store in Aventura Mall. Man, those shoes were so nice. I went in there and spent up the check. And then I closed again. And I closed again. We had something called Hurricane Andrew. How many people remember Hurricane Andrew? It was the worst hurricane we've had to date in Florida. That sounds good. And so now I go and I take my check this time. I have a realization. I had a mentor. Cartier, those shoes aren't gonna make you any money. And then my mentor had money. She still does. She owns 20 Wingstops. Okay.
Nice.
I've gotten on planes privately with her before I had money. So I was exposed, but I wanted my own thing, right? So watch this. I took my check and I rolled by this duplex and I called the number and I said, we want to make an offer. I had my money from my last sale. The seller paid my closing costs that I could have covered. There were 2 tenants in the properties. Those same 2 tenants were Section 8 and they stayed with me 16 years. So I made $1,600 my first year. They just kept going up. By the time I was done, I was probably at $2,600 off that one property. Watch this. They love me. I could eat from their house. I would go by there on Thanksgiving, bring stuff. I'm not a slumlord. I fixed that place up if I had to move in it and stay. Okay. I'm still renting my apartment. Still renting. And then I like this. And then they start talking. Well, no, Claudienne bought this property from us. And boom. Next block, same address. 19210-12. That was 19212 Northwest 39th Avenue. And that was on 36th Avenue. And then I started to secure the block for real. So what people weren't willing to do, I was willing to do. I didn't know that one day the market would just take off and COVID would come and now this $60,000 property would be $800,000. I didn't know that. But if you don't get started, y'all, you're never going to be in that position. The point is, to answer her question directly, I went hard and made the commission. Now, I don't lose focus. The real estate is the byproduct of me going to work. So when people ask me what I do, you don't hear me say I'm an investor first. I work for sellers and buyers in the residential and the commercial field. That's what I do. That's my job. The byproduct of that is that I make the money to go and put over here in this market. I don't do the work as hard in that space because I can't focus my energy on 2 things at one time. I can't. I'm not going to do it very well. Right? You could be talking to me right now, and if I'm on a computer, I heard nothing you said, if I'm not focused. And if I focus on you, I don't know what's going on the computer. So that's just me. That's me. So I hope I answered that question.
Yes.
So no, so actually, yeah, but the truth is that I'm only one me and I don't have the right team yet. So I could have been a Wingstop owner. I could have, but that just wasn't my thing. I wanted to accumulate so many properties and I'm gonna have 1,000 apartments by the time I'm 50, I'm 45 units. Because when I turn 70 something, I want to take that portfolio and sell it to somebody who's happy with making 3, 4, 8% return. Listen, some of my properties, I'm at 32, 28, like, because I bought them so low, right? I bought them so low. And that's just not, a lot of people don't have access to that. So he got a lot of questions. He got a lot of questions and no notes.
So you guys don't believe in like
Generational wealth.
Well, yeah, not to give to the kids, like guess they know how to
They may not want it. My son may not want my real estate portfolio, but if I die tomorrow and he takes my portfolio and sell it, well, he can't just do that because it's in a trust and like your instructions. But let's just say he wanted to sell it. That's his prerogative. I'm done. I'm gone. If that's what he wants to do, because what if his dream is to be the next Bill Gates or the next Facebook guy, what's his name? Or the next Tesla guy, the next Greg. I mean, he may not have the same vision as me, but I know that I've done my job and he's able to leverage some stuff. He doesn't have to start at ground zero like his mom did. He's never gonna have to be on, hopefully, never gonna have to be on food stamps and Medicaid cards. Hopefully, and then you set up your stuff. So generational wealth, you set it up to where he can't even do all that. He can't even take the portfolio and just sell it. But he can have some money coming in every month.
Yeah.
So he's not gonna fall to the wayside. So the truth is he's not making the same money as me. So maybe he doesn't know how to treat it yet. Right? So he has to go through his process. All right, so that's it for that. All right. Any questions here on Zoom? Any questions here on Zoom? I'll put my glasses on for y'all. All right. Any questions here, Crystal? Let me unmute the computer and then we have a little surprise here. All right, go ahead.
So no questions in the chat so far, but does anybody want to unmute real quick? Hey,
I have
everybody.
a question.
Kiana, floor is yours.
Well, my question is, how does an agent get to 30 million? in sales.
You keep doing what you're doing.
That video.
Watch this, watch this. What do you do from 9 to 11 every morning?
I make calls.
And what do you do from 11 to 5?
I'm just making calls all day.
She's making more calls. Y'all heard that?
Yeah.
I'm glad she didn't get tricked by the question. From 9 to 11, she's calling. And then from 11 to 5, she's calling. She has nothing else to do. She has no children. She has no boyfriend. She's not married. She lives at her mom's house. She got a computer.
Dang, Claudia, not telling my entire business in life.
I'm trying to tell the people, when you're making a sacrifice, you gotta go in.
Calls start at 8 a.m. You gotta start the calls at 8 a.m.
Yo, if she gets on my 9 o'clock call and we've gone past 9:30, I see her leave. I can see it say Kiana has left the call. She's serious. My call's from 9 to 9:30. Because I go over doesn't mean everybody needs to stay. All right. Did you get that, Kiana?
Yes.
Yeah, you've been doing it for 2. Now this is your 3rd week. Keep doing it. 6 months, you're gonna be able to tell people what to do.
Okay.
All right, cool. Just keep doing it. Keep making appointments. Keep setting targets. You ain't paying no money for no reason. She calling expired.
I hope you got my text too.
I did get your text.
Okay, cool.
I have a question.
All right, go ahead.
So on your big events and quarter events, do you kind of set like a theme for the month, or you just kind of put whatever you're wanting to attract?
So I probably should, but I don't. And I tell you this day was already secure for us. I had no idea I didn't know what we were going to do 3 weeks ago in this class, but I just still committed to the day. First of all, let me show y'all something. I'm in the 10X building. So when they tell me I can have a building like this, let me show y'all the views. On the other side of the building is the water. So when I can have a building like this and secure it, I just secure it. I figure the rest out later. And we got a full class. Y'all would say this is a full house. And I have agents in here that are not with EXP. So now what am I doing? I'm giving value. Did I give y'all value today?
Yes.
Honestly, would you consider working with us in the near future? Yes, they want to be in the flow. They want to be in the energy. All right. So I got with Elena. Remember, I came over here intentionally. So if y'all not leveraging me, y'all sleep. That's a y'all problem, not mine. See, Kiana's smart. She's like, Claudia, I'm not working over there anymore. I might as well just activate my license. I said, let's go. The girl came up in my office on day 2. Like, I never had nobody do it. And I like working with her because her energy matches my energy. I do not want to work with people who are not serious. I don't. Y'all can stay on the team. Y'all can get all the energy, but you see what I'm saying? So now I'm going on her appointments with her. I can go on y'all appointments with y'all. Nobody asked me to. Okay. All right, go ahead. Next question. Sorry, Kiana.
All good.
IDL. Who else has a question for me? Let me bang them out, and then it's 12:17.
Any other question, guys? There's none in the chat.
All right, let's sing happy birthday to Ro. Can we turn around, Ro? And Jessica, happy birthday to Ro. Happy birthday to Ro. Happy birthday, dear Ro.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. We love you.
So this is important because do y'all remember Ro telling us it was her birthday?
Yes. Yes.
And I made a mental note. And I said, she said she likes cake. I didn't go to all these other places and buy her a gift that I don't even know if she was going to like or not. I just got her the most simplest thing because she said she loves eating cake. So, guys, that's the end of our presentation. Hopefully you loved it. I'll see y'all. If y'all are not with EXP, Crystal, drop the link. We'll be on Tuesday and on Friday. Guys, love, peace, and real estate. Do not leave. Go ahead and click the link so that you could be on that call tomorrow. That was a call to action.
Guys, stay on the line. I'm going to drop it right now. Thank you so much, Claudianne. This was amazing. Guys, drop some fire for Claudianne. Always pouring into us. And let me grab that link for us before we go. This is so good, guys. Love it. Love it. All right, grabbing us that link.
Crystal, I'll be here for a little bit longer if anybody has any more questions.
Okay. Any questions, guys, while we're still here?
Such a good
I have a question. Because I know maybe a lot of us here are moms. Like, Claudianne, when you were starting out, how did you structure your day as a mom? And like, would you just like get up earlier? Would you just like try to find like where the spots are at, or how would you kind of structure it?
Oh, Crystal, can you grab that number for Charlie, please? All right, so now what was that question again? My ADD kicked in.
That's okay. No, I had a question as far as, because I'm a mom, so I was just kind of curious. Your mom, how do you structure your day, like trying to fit in like family time, kids, and then real estate?
Okay, so when I was 14, my financial capacity was different. So I want to go there for a minute because now I have capacity. So I have a live-in nanny. So I'm gonna give you both perspectives.
Okay.
I took my son everywhere I needed to go, and then I also built a community that would help support what I was doing. So if I had a listing appointment, he would come with me because I had no resources. If I had to do open house, he would come with me. I'd bring a puzzle, I'd bring a book, I'd bring something for him to be occupied, and I would go to work. I'm just being honest with y'all. Okay. Now we probably train you that you're supposed to be a professional, but if you're trying to make this thing work, you're gonna do what you need to do. Now, fast forward. I started making money real fast in real estate. So that changed very quickly for me. By 22, I could hire people. Okay. But now, fast forward, I have a live-in nanny. I have a husband. I'm not a single parent. I have a true team. Right. And I could say, do I want to pay $45,000 a year for a nanny? Absolutely. Because I could make that in one deal. Right.
Okay.
I knew that I was going to build. Are you in EXP, Deborah?
So yeah, I'm with EXP. I'm under Elena and everyone. So I do get all the mails and all the marketing and trainings that y'all bring in, which are, I've just got so much value with Haas and everyone else and you as well. So I love doing like the trainings and just tuning in and staying connected in. For me, I probably could utilize my mother-in-law a little bit more as far as like nannies or taking care of my child. But I was just like, I was just kind of curious on like how you structure it, how early do you wake up and that kind of thing.
Oh, I wake up at the beat of their drums because they wake me up and they know how to get out of their crib and they know how to walk in the dark. My kids are not afraid. They will come. And I'm just like, what legacy? Mommy. The other day she was like, Mommy, I call daddy. And then I cry. When? She's 2. She's doing this, Mommy. I cry. When? And then daddy came and he changed my pampers because they wear pampers at night so that they don't wet the bed, obviously. Outside of their potty trained. But that's when my day starts.
Okay.
Now my nanny gets them dressed for school. Sometimes I go in there and I do it. Like this morning I did Legacy's hair. Sometimes I do that, but I don't have to, but I'm still a mom too.
Yeah.
And then they get in the car, they go to school and I get on my 9 a.m. We pray, we do all that stuff before, but 9 a.m. I'm on the call, whether I'm hosting it or not. I'm always on my call. And then I carry on with my day.
Thank you so much, Claire. I appreciate it.
You got it. Any more questions for me?
Yes, I have a question.
Go ahead.
My question is, I was on the call yesterday with Pace. It was very good. And I was talking to you about the fourplexes, and you said don't focus on fourplexes, any multifamily. So my question is this. So I'm kind of fairly new in real estate. It's been probably like 2 years. It's been slow for me. I've had one transaction. My thing is,
What company are you with?
I'm with Robert Pitts Estates. I was with Keller Williams, and I just moved to Robert Pitts this year. So I'm interested, like I said, in the fourplexes. What do I need to do to be able to obtain that goal? Because I know you said within 90 days or something. What do I need to do
I
in real
remember you
estate?
very frankly. I didn't say not focus on 4 units. I said not only focus on 4 units because Pace literally told you what to do with no money down. So what I would do if I were Kendall, is I would get into either my community, I would join Pace's community, his free community, and I would start learning the nuances, or maybe I shouldn't say nuances, the tools to be able to acquire. That's a loaded question. You really got a time block. If you're a real estate agent and you want to focus on sales, that's a different type of time blocking. It's not a different type of time blocking. It's different things you're doing in the time block. But if you want to acquire properties with no money down, no social proof, you could do that. You won't have to pound the phones though. You don't have to get on the phones, know what scripts to use, know what to say, know how to zone in, know how to get up and get off the phone when they say I'm ready. I wouldn't schedule somebody that was ready to sell a property tomorrow and I had a capacity to do it now. I would literally stop what I was doing, get it signed and get it secured.
Okay.
So Saturday when I did that listing appointment, and I do a lot of appointments, guys. I didn't wait till Monday. All of y'all would have waited till Monday, Tuesday. Y'all would have been following up 2 weeks from now. No, I got my stuff signed now. And on the listing agreement, I didn't put Saturday's date. I put November 8th because that's what I sold them on. Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, let me ask you this. That since the tenant is moving out on the 4th, let's go ahead and execute this agreement starting November 8th. I'm gonna move around a little bit, starting November 8th. And they were like, yeah, we like that. And they signed it. So that's a loaded question that's gonna take time. It's gonna take
So let
time.
me ask you this. So even though I'm a real estate agent and I want to get more in depth on that investing side, should that be my focus? Because I'm still like actively farming and stuff like that, but I'm thinking the real estate end is going to help me on the investment end. But then I'm realizing that I really don't need all the startup money that I thought I needed. So should I just more be focused on that and
I
maybe
think what
put
you gotta do is identify what your goal is. Like, you gotta have a solid target and a solid goal, okay? All right, so Dante Lee is on here, y'all. Y'all drop him some fires. Because if you see me posting differently, if you see me sharing other news about real estate, I'm an implementer. I got on his 3-hour train that was free. By the way, he dropped $100 code to get off of your next advertisement. And then I said, you know, I'm gonna start doing this for my client. If you see me posting differently, it's because I implement things that I see that are successful, right? And I tell him, I'm getting ready to rinse and repeat this. But watch this, 19 years ago, he had a dream, he had a goal. He didn't get 1 million and change followers. He did not start a marketing by accident. He was very clear. When I'm on the phone with him, he's like, okay, I'm gonna drop this link. Claudia, what? I could be on the phone with him for hours, and then 5 minutes later, he's dropping me a new URL. I'm like, how do you come up with this stuff? It's not that he just comes up with it, it's because he is hyper focused in that area. Sorry, Dante, I know I just used you out of the blue, but he's hyper focused. He knows exactly what he is doing. I don't even know why he drops the link in the comments. I don't even know to care right now. I'm going to ask him when I remember, but I'm going to do that too because it's working. I'm going to drop the link in the comments because that's what he's doing. I'm not going to go try to figure out, oh no, I don't like the link down there, but what? That ain't my expertise. He's the expert. I'm going to follow and repeat what he does. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to be honest. It's working. It's working. Basketball star bought some acreage. I didn't sell her that acreage. All I'm doing is sharing a story. And people like stories. People get motivated by the stories. I'll be honest with y'all. He shared a story about a young lady who was African American, Black, whatever y'all want to call us. And guess what? She put Pampers. She developed a pamper and some baby wipes. And they now are in Target. Well, guess who need Pampers and wipes? I saw the story. I go into Target because that's where I buy Pampers and wipes. I don't buy what I normally go and buy. I'm going to buy what he just posted because 1, I want to support, and 2, I want to really see if I like the product. And I like the product. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm no longer buying Huggies that's super rich. I'm gonna 1, help him. I'm gonna make his post social proof because I became a buyer. And I went back to the post. I took a picture and I dropped the picture in the comments. Some of y'all too busy to interact with people. If you're not gonna interact with people online, there's no way you're gonna be able to call somebody. Then I see he was like, Claudia, wait, y'all posted an ad on my he found this and reposted it from 3 years ago. Man, it was so many comments. I took my time and I wrote a thank you, big up. I met the energy of where the people were. Why? Because I'm real. I don't want to feel like, oh, I'm just this $700 million producer and now I don't want the people around me. No, I don't want that. That's not my narrative. My narrative is that I want to be in the field with the people. I want you to know that this is not just something that either I paid to post or he just posted. I want you to know that I'm interacting with you guys. I know he knows what I'm doing because this is his expertise, but I'm sincere about it. I got in the Uber last night and I said, you know what? I could be scrolling on Instagram. I said, no, I remembered that Dante had posted. Let me go respond to the comments. Every minute of my time is important. That was work for me. All right, go to the next question if you have a question. Y'all, if y'all gotta leave, you could leave. This is just like after. This is like after. Like if you don't have any more questions, we're gonna end it. But if you want to stay because you have a question, you can stay. But the Zoom is officially over.
Deborah.
And I
Miss
want to say
Jones?
this too.
Hello. Hello,
Hold on,
everyone. Can you
Deborah.
hear me?
Hold on, Deborah,
Okay.
real quick. I used to post these flyers. I still do. Y'all don't see a lot of banners on my page no more. Because Dante also taught us that bannery stuff, Instagram and Facebook doesn't like. And now watch this. He said that looks like something that could be a paid advertisement. Facebook makes money when you pay to advertise. Yes or yes? Yes or yes? So they're not gonna push and move the post up because it's bannery like. So I stopped doing banners a lot. I just get on the live, boom. Hey, y'all meet me over at hey, this is Claudian. And then he taught me be around something that's real. So then I just started doing them around the building. Boom, 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 boom. So now I'm doing a lot more talking videos and they're starting to get more traction than the banners. I'm like, man, where's this guy been? Okay, well, go ahead, Deborah.
Hi, okay. I have a question about a investment property I have been contemplating. It's an auction. Nobody has bidded on it, and no one has bidded on it because it is a fire damaged home for $900, but it's worth $200,000. And I'm afraid of it because it's fire damage. Should I be afraid of that?
I think you just answered your own question because you're afraid of it. How much is the land worth?
$200,000.
How much is the land itself worth?
Oh, without a property on it, I'm not sure.
Okay, what I want you to go do right now while we're on this call, go and look to the property appraisers website, plug in the address. It's going to give you a land value. And I want you to come back on here and tell me what that land value is.
Said the property appraisers website.
Where are you licensed? Where's this property?
It's in Michigan.
All right, so go to Michigan's property appraisers website. You know how to get there, yes?
No.
Okay. All right. So I want you to go and look at the value of not the house, because the house right now has no value because you said it's burnt all up.
Right.
You would have to literally
Correct.
maybe tear that house down and build back up.
Okay, I understand.
Well, I don't know. I'm
so
asking,
you want?
yes? Is that,
Oh,
or is it just a fire in the kitchen?
no, the whole top portion of the house is caved in.
All right, perfect. So I want you to go and look at the value of the land, and then I want you to go and make another assessment. If you can buy for 900 and you could literally tear it down and maybe you don't have the capacity to build it back up, but that's okay. There are builders out there looking for land. So guess what? Maybe they're just not looking in the same space you're looking at. What if you can acquire that property for 900,000 and somebody comes and buy it for 15,000? Hey,
That would be good. Yes, I would make a profit.
So drop your number in the chat box. What company you with, Deborah?
She's with
EXP. I'm with you guys. I was recruited by Dante.
Nice.
And I'm still waiting on Michigan to transfer my license so that I can get in all the systems.
Right. So we already have Deborah's number. Let me connect with her at about 4 or 5 o'clock after she goes to she's going to figure out how to get to the county website. You could Google Michigan County Property Appraiser's Office, plug in the address of that property. Or if you get a call, figure it out. Call down there and say, hey, what's the land value of this property? Then I think you'll be able to make a better decision on what you should do with the property.
Okay, thank you so much. And I'll look forward to speaking with you about 4 o'clock.
All right, excellent.
Thank you.
Any more questions for me? All right, guys.
Hi, Ms. Hibbert. Hi, Ms. Hibbert. This is Natalie Pratt. I'm on your team. I totally enjoyed PACE yesterday. I was wondering, I know it was recorded. How can I get that recording? I'm this type of learner where I need to repeat, I need to play, it strengthens me, it helps me. Is that something that I can arrange?
One more time with the question.
Is that something I can arrange to get the recording?
Oh, everybody will have access to the recording once it's cleaned up and edited.
Okay, and then I have another quick question. Yesterday, when we were in with PACE, you dropped the community, like, I forget what you call it, being a part of your community. And I'm on your team. I'm wondering, should I be a part of that community as well? Because you know I'm a learner. I'm somebody who I want to grab all of that information. And so is that something I should be doing as well?
Absolutely, and I'll tell you why. In the community, my community is not EXP driven. My community, I just dropped the link in the chat box. My community is all things real estate. So if you want to learn how to sell, if you want to learn how to work with a seller, if you want to learn how to work with a buyer, if you want to learn how to buy commercial, if you want to learn how to sell commercial, if you want to learn how to be an investor, if you want to learn how to buy properties from the foreclosure auction, if you want to learn how to buy tax certificates, if you want to learn substitute, then you need to be in the community. Because those are the things that we don't really like. You got to remember, EXP is a tool that we use to generate income to take and now invest. So yeah, I do talk a lot. Crystal, I would say I talk a lot to my community about investing, but if you want to go deep, like if you want to understand how I was able to secure $450,000 and one grant towards my commercial building, then you got to be in the community for that. Absolutely. And it's cheap. It's real
Thank you
cheap.
so much. Thank you.
You got it. Crystal's smiling because Crystal's been asking for this community for years. And this is why it's important to be around high level thinking people, y'all. Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. Dante came and I'm just like, this guy's amazing. He won't partner with me. I won't partner with him. It was reciprocated. And then Pace, I was able to call Pace. Like I met Pace at a $50,000 mastermind. We both paid $50,000 to be there. We could have paid 25, but I wouldn't have been sitting at the table with Pace. See, I was sitting at the table in the front with Pace because I was able to invest in my business. So now when you think about paying $40-something a month or I think it's $450 for the year, that's lightweight. Like I would be in there all day long. We're gonna bring more people like Pace. Pace now offered for my whole community to be a part of his 7-day campaign. Man, it don't get better than that. Pace charges $75,000 for an hour to speak. So yeah. Any more questions for me?
So I have a quick question, a simple one. So to eliminate driving around showing unlimited houses, when I get the search on the MLS, am I keeping it close to just that one set of houses that is active for that one time when I'm going to send it to the client, or do I keep it open and send them, continuously throughout the week, whatever new houses that just come up on the MLS?
There's a way to do that. I'll send you the YouTube for that. And God, there's a way to work with buyers. If you're driving buyers around for months, that means you probably haven't been in my buyer's course, because there's a method to the madness. We take them through a mental cycle so that they understand that these are the 4 homes that we're going to be showing. These are the homes that you said that you matches your list. And that's about an hour presentation. So we do, just like how we do listing presentations, we do buyer's consultation. So if you're riding around month after month, week after week with a buyer, that means that you didn't do the work necessary on the front end to narrow that buyer's mindset down. Okay, it won't happen every time, but if you're working with 10 buyers, it's going to happen at least 6 of those times where you're able to just zoom in and get them into a house, zoom in and get them to a house. So we minimize their confusion and what they want by doing the work on the front end. I'll send you the Zoom for that. Text me, Claudia, and send me the buyer's consultation presentation Zoom. Or maybe I'll do that this Wednesday.
Any other questions, guys?
Y'all, Crystal said she got to go to lunch.
Going once? No, we're here. Going twice. Guys, make sure you join us tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern for our huddle, okay? I'm going to drop the link in the chat one more time. We are here 9 a.m. sharp to be your accountability partner, so I'm dropping that right now. And if you want to bring someone into EXP and you're already part of EXP, invite a guest to tomorrow's call at 12 p.m. Eastern. If you are not part of EXP and you want to see how we work as an organization, how we differ from any other EXP out there or team, I want to show you our resources, our training, because that makes a difference as well, how we leverage one another, right? Join us tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern. Claudia, this is amazing. Amazing.
I want to close out with this. We're going to also be showing, I'm launching a new program. Guys, I'm launching it again where you have the opportunity to be a dual agent. We're going to be also launching that in the community on how to be a dual agent. We're leaving too much money on the table. We're going to be doing some amazing things in that space. Listen, y'all know how I like to end. Love, peace, and real estate.
All right, guys. Make it great.
Thank you, Claudia. Excellent job. Loved it.
Thank you.